Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is your boy Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports Channel. We're gonna get into some Cowboys talk. We're just gonna build this up. We're gonna talk about the off season leading up to the draft. What about you? What y'all been up to? How y'all been doing? I've been waiting for this day. I've been just sitting back, just trying to find some gems that we can look at, possibly take a look at later in the draft. Um, I found myself a unicorn. Um, besides Kyler Pitts in the draft, all these it's some hidden gems in this draft, and they're gonna be in the later rounds. Um, we got an O tackle. I got about three wide receivers, and I got a middle linebacker. Okay. Besides my normal pick, when I talked about Monty Rice from Georgia, besides talking about Charles Snowden from UVA, you know, besides talking about Jamar Johnson from Indiana, you know. So, and I think, and I've been listening to everybody else too. And a lot of people have already covered some of the same people that I was interested in, but I haven't heard anybody cover these guys, um, talking about going to the Cowboys. Likely, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say so, but with the amount of picks that the Cowboy have, some of these guys will definitely be in the. I think they should be in the play, so that it helps fulfill depth. Like I said, we have a unicorn. One I'm thinking could possibly uh, switch positions to defense, one of the wide receivers. But after his pro day, I don't know. Whew. Okay, because he definitely showed it. But I think he's just a football player, point blank. You know. So that's the thing for me. That okay, it's still not doing it. I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm just the names are in the description box. I'm gonna talk about these guys. So let's just do the build up off season. We didn't make it to the playoffs, so guys started. We fell in the 10th spot to the 10th in the 10th spot on the draft board. So now we're picking number 10. Uh, we got rid of guys. We got rid of Chidobe. We got rid of Thompson and uh, oh gosh, he's still leave miss. Oh gosh, I can't think of his name. But we got rid of our starting free safety. Put it like that. We kept Jordan Lewis. Um, we kept Jordan Lewis. We added some pieces like Basham, Neal, uh, Urban, and such. Uh, Kazim, another one we added. These guys on some prove it deals, because they're coming off injury or have had multiple injuries in their past. So we got Curse and stuff like that. So we're gonna see how this all gonna unfold. But still, nevertheless, we still have to fill our free safety and our corner position, right, and shore up our defensive line on the interior, to be exact. So we'll see. Also, if you have not Dallas Cowboy fans, when you get a chance, go on to DallasCowboy.com and go and play the DraftKings Dallas Cowboy draft and fill in the blanks who you think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to draft 1 through 10 in the 7 rounds, and we'll see who uh, picks this the best amongst all of us, just for fun. It's not just for fun, but I do think you win a prize. To be honest with you, I'm just not sure what the prize is. I forgot. to be honest with you. So, but anyway, I'm going to do it just for the hell of it, So, if you're listening to this, you catch this, go and fill out your draft picks. Uh, it's right there on the Dallas Cowboys website. Okay, so now let's get back to the off season. Uh, we get the return. We're gonna get the return of Blake Jarwin. He's gonna come up. Got a couple guys coming off injury: Blake Jarwin, Collins, Tyron Smith, just to name some of the known factors. Uh, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with this potent offense? It's going to be exciting to see with the pieces that we add on defense as well. Because the reason why I'm saying about talking about the offense, is because they talked about everybody's been talking about Cowboys. Jerry Jones even talked about Kyler Pitts and stuff like that because he's a unicorn. But like I said, he's not the only unicorn that's going to be in the draft. It's just that nobody's talking about it. He's not getting the hype. He's not getting the press coverage. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but I think we're going to be fine with Blake Jarwin. I just hope that he can come back full strength and play a full season so we can really see what this offense is going to be like with the horses that we have with the stud tight end, actually two stud tight ends, where I think Schultz can come out of the backfield as an H-back, you know what I'm saying, as a fullback, stuff like that. And Zeke being the closer, where we're gonna throw the ball. This is going to be a pass first offense to open up the run game, and Zeke is going to eat in those third to fourth quarters heavily, especially if we have the lead. And I like to see what we're going to do with Tony Parker. Hopefully that Tony Pollard. I said Tony Parker. I'm thinking of San Antonio Spurs. Well, I wasn't thinking about him, but that name came out. But Tony Pollard, you know. So hopefully the OC is cooking, doing some studying, going back over last season, and like he did, and hopefully he did, and go back to previous season when he first started becoming our OC. Uh, uh, Kellen, that you're learning from your mistakes, things that you could have done better, and refining your play calling game, and also cooking up the playbook curtailed for some of our weapons that we have, not just the three wide receivers, but the tight end and the extra running back. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it's crazy, because we all had the talks in the off season about trading Michael Gallup. That's not going to happen, even though I thought of that myself as well. But it's not going to happen. I like to see him stay as well. We talked about trading Zeke. That's not going to happen. We talked about trading Amari Cooper. That's not going to happen. We had talks on cutting Tyron Smith until he announced that he was. They talked about Collins, talked about retiring or something like that. We had all this news just coming out, throughout the months, throughout these last few months. It just seemed like it's been longer than that, to be honest with you. So it seemed like it's been the last 6 months, but it's only been like the last 3 to 4 months. You know what I'm saying? But NFL has been spin in their spin, along with us, vloggers on YouTube talking about the Cowboys. We always stay in the public eye, and with the 10th pick, we know that Kyler Pitts will not fall to us. So hopefully we'll be able to get Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn. Now that Caleb Farley is out of the picture, uh, we might get Michael Parsons. Who knows? Because I say that because of the fact that with the recent trade today with Teddy Bridgewater going to the Broncos, they might be shopping for a cornerback. The Carolina Panthers might be shopping for a cornerback because they already have Sam Darnold, you know. Uh, but I think that the Broncos are shopping with the option with the option of probably picking up Michael Parsons. To be honest with you, I think they're gonna go for the linebacker. That's my call for the Broncos. I really don't care. I just I hope that we're able to get one or the other. You know, quarterbacks that can come in day one and start. Okay, well we might go the offensive line route. Okay, we possibly could do that, or we could trade down and get Stephon Gilmore from the New England Patriots. That was rumored. You know, I don't think that's happening either. I think New England could possibly stay put, depending on which quarterback is going to be drafted. Okay, whether if it's Fields, Lance, or um, or Jones to the 49ers. Who knows? We'll see. It's probably going to be one of the most interesting drafts ever because we never been in this type of situation where we have to rely more on the film study than the draft combine and pro days and stuff like that. Uh, we've been doing interviews with J.C. Horn, Collar Pitts, the safety from TCU, uh, Morig. I think I pronunciated his name correctly. You know who I'm talking about, and some other guys, I guess. Um, so the 10th pick is possibly Patrick Surtain, which I'd be very comfortable with. That's fine by me. You know, only thing I say is that we make sure we pick a player that can plug and play right now, being the fact that we not going to move up or down um, on the draft board. We're just going to hold tight and pick our player. Okay. So let's talk about in these later rounds, and I'm going to talk about uh, my gem number one is just in case we do get Patrick Surtain and we still want to find an offensive line. We can pick any of them up and down the board all the way down. It's going to be offensive lineman that could be a project, and this one potentially uh, we might get some surprises in this draft. People that nobody has been thinking about are being chosen in the top 100. To be honest with you, and there are some talks that, and I think one of our oh shit, one of our fellow vloggers might have talked about this guy, old lineman from University of Northern Iowa, Spencer Brown, uh, 6'9", 321 pounds, long wingspan, and very agile for a big man. Can move 40 times, 4.48 for a big man. Played right tackle. He sat out this year, but has tremendous tape for the 2019 season for you and I. Bench press 500 pounds. So, and they say his strength, his weakness is might be he needs to strengthen up some whatnot. Maybe it just need to work on you how to utilize his hands and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying, to keep defenders at bay. And this is definitely a gem for us, someone that we should really consider and take very serious. And looking at, he might go up sooner than we think, so we might need to hop on him in the third round. To be honest with you, and he might go up even higher. That's the thing. And we only got one pick in the second round, so we get most of our picks in the third, fourth, and beyond. You know, so that's definitely someone that could stock has been rising on a low. I really haven't heard much about him. You know, not in mainstream media anyway. But he has been scouted by other YouTubers and whatnot. So Spencer Brown, you and I selected by the Cowboys. Let's go to my second hidden gem. Uh, I think I put four, but it's five. I added one late, maybe. I think it's something like that. Uh, yeah, it's really five. Okay, not four. He's a dark horse. So let's go with inside linebacker. Now we know we talk about Zaven Collins and stuff like that. I talked about Monty Rice, and if we don't get any of those guys, this guy is 6'1", 250 pounds, very instinctive, can play in space, can run sideline to sideline, can get downfield as well, um, and he represents the Bulldog. I'm not talking about Monty Rice. I'm talking about no other than Earl Thompson from Mississippi State. Uh, People might knock him because of his 40 time where he ran in the 4.6s, 4.7s, but I'm telling you, this guy can play zone. This guy can run to the sideline. This guy can also play downfield. Now he may need some time to develop. You know what I'm saying? But you got to remember, he also played in the SEC. So even though he might not have been on one of the better teams in the SEC, like LSU or in Alabama or Georgia, he played against that elite competition. So his game speed should be, he probably plays a lot faster in the game than what his 40 time was tested as. So that is definitely not a guy I would sleep on. This guy is a guy. This guy is a player. This guy is a middle linebacker, and he is someone that we can work with when all else fails. While other players that we might have had higher up on our draft board in that position uh, are selected by other teams, that's someone we can fall back on. That's someone we can fall back on. That's my second middle linebacker, Monty Rice and Earl Thompson. Monty Rice from University of Georgia, um, Earl Thompson from Mississippi State, inside linebacker. Okay, now let's get to my final three. My unicorn, guys. My unicorn, 6'5", 220 pounds. Ran on his pro day a 4.46. Said he could run a 4.3. He has ran it before. Long wingspan, 10-inch hands, 19 touchdowns in the 2019 season. Sat out this year. We're getting calls from NFL teams after his pro day. Only reason why he's not getting the notoriety is because he came from a small school, Charleston State. Mike Strachan, straight. I'm butchering your name, uh, Strachan or yeah, some Strachan. He's from the Bahamas. He came from the Bahamas, played in Virginia. Uh, was it Chesapeake Academy, something like that? Or he might have played in Petersburg. I can't remember. It's one of those well-known schools, okay, for sports. Oh, I can't remember the names are just not popping up in my head, but I think that's the name of the school. Well, anyway, he played in Virginia his his junior senior year. Got his scholarship for Charleston State. Dominated just to play football. His father was a former wide receiver at Bethune-Cookman. So he has wide receiver pedigree. I don't know. I mean, maybe his father never played in the pros, but still, nevertheless, it's in him. And the reason why I like this guy is because of his determination, coming from the Bahamas, moving to the states, getting his scholarship, and being an elite player at a small school as he should, with the height, with the speed, with the wingspan. Well, that means a good catch radius, uh, with the big hands, comparable to Calvin Johnson, Megatron. That is a guy that we will have to scoop up if we're going to get a wide receiver. Okay, that one for sure. If we're going to get this one, if we were going to draft at least one wide receiver, that is the wide receiver that I would definitely pick up, because I think this guy has a work ethic. I think this guy is serious about his business because he wants to. He got his country on his back. Who's not too many guys come from the Bahamas. Only three been drafted from that region. Okay. The unicorn. That's the sleeping unicorn right there, and that could be our game changer. Let's say if a guy gets hurt, one of our receivers, you put that weapon in, and you don't have to. And the thing is, you don't even have to start him right away. He can kind of refine his game, and you might not be able to hold him back. You might have to put him out on the field. Might have to. Who knows? In shape, can run fast, catch radius, big hands. Uh, don't know how to twitch it. I mean, he's tall, so I can't expect too much twist. But he's a track athlete as well. He ran track, and he got a brother that's came from the Bahamas. He's a sophomore. He's 6'4". He's a junior now. We're going into his senior year, and he's a track athlete. So we miss him. We can try to snag up his brother in a year or two. You know what I'm saying? But his brother's in high school, so we got some time to keep him on the draft board. Hopefully he pans out, uh, and hopefully this guy Mike uh, Strachan or Strachan. Sorry for butchering your name. You're on my watch list as far as me being a Dallas Cowboy fan. Okay, I would definitely pick you up. You have all the measurables, and you have the productivity. Okay. Another sleeper. I don't know if I don't. I doubt if he's going to be someone the Cowboys will pick up, because he's like 5'9", 5'10" ish, 188, something like that, somewhere in the 80s. Um, he's still raw, but he can ball, and that's I like the name WAP Philyor, Indiana University. Indiana got a couple of wide receivers um, that I like. Philyor was one of them, and Fogel. But Fogel is not coming out this year, so Philyor, he's undersized. He could be a slot guy, but this guy can make plays, man. He can stretch the field. He could be a slot. He could be an inside slot guy that can stretch the field and can play outside. But he needs to work on the bump and run. He needs to get a little bit more physical or beef up a little bit. Uh, but can almost catch anything. Good route runner. He's a route runner. So we can have like an Antonio Brown on our hands or something like that. I like those guys too. I like those guys too. Now, this wide receiver, um, thanks to Brian Broadus, he brought it up. I listened to the 105 show. Uh, brought it to my attention because he talked about this wide receiver. Uh, didn't get on the field a lot. He plays special. He assisted in special teams. He really didn't have any gaudy numbers. I think throughout his whole career, he had about 43 catches, 800 yards, and a few touchdowns. Okay, and he was talking about bringing this guy on, drafting him in the later round, and he could be a special teamer starting off. But I got to tell you, after his 40 time, after his bench press, after his vertical, this guy is 6'3", 220 pounds, physical. Watch his highlight film. Watch his highlight film. Physical wide receiver. Reminds me of a Dez Bryant. Very violent. Will run over you like a running back. You know, punishing safeties and corners and stuff. This guy ran a 4.3 bench press, 225, 30 times with a 39.5-inch vertical at 320 pounds, wide receiver. And they talking about bring him on to special just to be a gunner on special teams because he don't mind tackling either. You know what I'm saying? That means we have a football player on our hands. And this is a guy that could be converted into a damn safety, free safety, because he got hands. He can catch. But after that pro day, I don't know if people are gonna look at him as somebody that's just like a project, or he might have to work his way onto a team, and they might see some potential in him and becoming a wide receiver because of that speed, because of that vertical jump, uh, because no, well, not even the bench press because he can out muscle you. You know what I'm saying? Uh, he could be one of those physical, those DK Metcalf type wide receivers because he can catch. I mean, even though he only caught 43 passes throughout his career, but you got to think about it. Georgia Tech was not a very solid team, man. And they were supposed to be switching over to like more of this pass happy type offense, and they just never had, they just haven't had the quarterback, to be honest with you. And so he's an engineer. He's coming out of the engineer school, Georgia Tech. So that means he got it up here. Now football. Now that doesn't mean that he got it all in football in the football aspect. But that's a high IQ guy. That's a guy that we could actually, that could be a working project to play safety, and you might not have to. He might not be a project for long, depending on his work ethic and study habits. But everything tells me that he has the work ethic because he is well in shape. You know, saying he has that TO type build. You know, you feel me? That guy, that guy, I think we should convert into a safety because he don't mind. He's physical, so he don't mind tackling. Oh my gosh, yo, I think that's somebody we can work with. To be honest with you, he could be a project, and but he could be a two-way player. He could put him out there wide receiver if needed. You know what I'm saying? So that's my pre-draft gems. We got Spencer Brown, O lineman, right tackle for from UNI. That's University of Northern Iowa 321 pounds, 6'9" in height, long wingspan, uh, bench press 500 pounds, um, ran a 4.48. You got Earl Thompson, Mississippi State Bulldogs, uh, 6'1", 250 pounds, can get downfield, can get sideline to sideline, and can play zone, and can drop into zone coverage. Middle linebacker, ran like a 4.6, 4.7 range, something like that. Maybe a project. You can work with him, but he definitely got some bulldog in him. My unicorn, Michael Strachan, Charleston State University, 6'5", 222, 220, 222, long wingspan, 10-inch hands, ran a 4.46 vertical. I mean 4.46 40, 36 and a half inch vertical. Uh, Put up 19 touchdowns in 2019, which was his last season he played. Sat out 2021. Uh, Comparable to Calvin Johnson, Unicorn, Megatron. WAP, Philyor, University, Indiana, 5'9", 188, route runner, solid hands, could bulk up. Definitely someone to work with. Maybe not our usual type, but this brother can play. Deep threat, can potentially run slot. He has breakaway speed as well. So that's someone. Jalen Camp. I don't even think I said his name just a few minutes ago. Jalen Camp, wide receiver, Georgia Tech, my dark horse. My dark horse. 6'3", 220. Bench press 225 30 times. Ran 4.34 40 times. Vertical 39 and a half inch. Projected to be a special teamer. But this wide receiver has speed, height, size, weight, and strength. I think that we can convert him into a safety because he don't mind being physical because he plays special teams as well. You can tell by the way he played. Watch his highlights. He punished DBs. Reminds me of a Dez Bryant with a TO type build. DK Metcalf in that mold. And we don't know, but Cowboys, Jerry, Steven, Will, Mike, I can't think about Dan. Consider me. Consider these players. Don't worry about me. I'm just bringing them to you guys. These are guys that we could possibly get in the later rounds. During the height of our multiple draft picks in multiple rounds, that these guys can potentially start. These guys potentially be these hidden gems that they only need a certain amount of time to be pro ready to get on the field. So, with all that being said, I'm getting sleepy, guys. Out here on this West Coast time, I've been driving for 7.5 hours in some small town right along the shorelines, not too far from the shorelines of the Pacific, right below San Francisco. I'm somewhere in a nice little area, but I am tired. Using all my brain power, just thinking of all the information that I just gave y'all off the top of my head, just from reading, just from studying. These guys, I think we should really take serious. But this is Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports Channel. Peace.